November is here, and so are the games trying their best to empty our wallets before the holidays. Between major sequels, indie surprises, and a few long-awaited comebacks, this month has a little of everything. And while it's not technically on the list, Atelier Ryza's Secret Trilogy Deluxe Pack releases on November 13th. We do try to avoid re-releases when picking our top 10, but honestly, that's tough when you take into account Ryza's thighs. Now, I'm just kidding. Whatever, let's get into the new stuff. Here's the games making November 2025 one of the busiest months of the year. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment continues Koei Tecmo's partnership with Nintendo, expanding the scope of the series to depict the long-rumored imprisoning war and shape Hyrule's distinct past. The game blends large-scale hack-and-slash combat with cinematic storytelling, giving players control of Princess Zelda, King Rauru, and the Sages as they battle to contain Ganondorf's forces before the events of Tears of the Kingdom. The gameplay builds on the formula of Age of Calamity, offering massive battlefields with hundreds of enemies, character-specific combat styles, and story-driven missions that tie directly into Zelda's lore. It promises to fill one of the franchise's biggest narrative gaps while delivering the kind of chaotic, satisfying action that fans expect from the Hyrule Warriors series. Unbeatable is a rhythm adventure that refuses to play by the rules. Part visual novel, part rhythm game, it follows Beat, a pink-haired punk with too much attitude and too little patience for authority. Between concerts, conversations, and chaotic showdowns, you will hit notes in time with an electric soundtrack that oozes confidence and emotion. The rhythm gameplay uses only 2 buttons, yet demands total focus as you match the beat through interestingly wild set pieces. When you're not busy destroying stages, you'll explore, talk, and make choices that affect the band's journey in a world where making music is actually illegal. Powered by a unique narrative and a killer double album of original songs, Unbeatable is loud, stylish, and brimming with heart, the kind of indie that will leave a mark long after the final encore. The Telenet Shooting Collection brings a slice of gaming history to modern systems, spotlighting 4 classic shooters from Telenet Japan and Wolf Team. The collection includes Granada, Avenger, Gyarados, and Psychic Storm, each offering a unique take on 80s and 90s arcade-style action. From piloting tanks to space fighters, these titles showcase the studio's flair for inventing gameplay and distinct pixel artistry. Each game will be available through the Telenet Shooting Collection launcher, which is a free app that serves as a hub for all the titles purchased as DLC. Adding features like key remapping and a rewind function, making the classics more accessible while preserving their original charm. It's a simple but loving restoration of defining era in Japanese shooting design, tailored for fans who want to revisit or finally experience Telenet's forgotten gems. Possessors blends platform fighting style precision with the structure of a modern action side-scrolling, offering intense combat and striking visual design. Players control Luca and Rem, 2 beings forced to share one body as they navigate a quarantined megacity devastated by an interdimensional catastrophe. Its world is haunting and layered, filled with derelict skyscrapers, submerged ruins, and remnants of lost lives. Combat is fast and technical, encouraging mastery of air combos, weapon juggling, and fluid movement. As you explore, you'll meet survivors with their own broken stories and uncover the truth behind the collapse. With its mix of hand-drawn characters and eerie 3D environments, Possessor stands out as a beautifully grim evolution of the Metroidvania formula. Bittersweet Birthday is an action-adventure where every battle is personal. You wake up disoriented, guided by a mysterious voice as you fight to uncover your past in a city that feels both familiar and foreign. Each encounter tests your reflexes and resolve, with boss battles that blend precise timing, bullet hell chaos, and methodical dodging. Outside of combat, players explore a lively town filled with secrets, side quests, and strange residents who each add to the mystery. With charming pixel art, offbeat humor, and challenging combat that rewards focus, Bittersweet Birthday walks the line between heartfelt storytelling and punishing gameplay. It's as strange and captivating as its name suggests, and yes, there's also a dog. Million Depth is a tense descent through a shifting underground where timelines bend and choices echo. Here, you play as Moma, searching for a lost friend while piecing together clues that change each path. The Biotop Jammer lets you freeze time while standing still, giving you space to plan routes, bait enemies, and survive tight spots. Weapons and shields break under pressure as you'll craft new gear by slotting block types together and upgrading them in smart combinations. Further, shops run on bartering, not cash, and a volatile resource called Stockenum that can swing a deal in your favor. It's a methodical, systems-first adventure built for players who like to think 3 moves ahead. GIGASWORD twists the Metroidvania formula with an ingenious weight mechanic that turns your weapon into both a tool and also a burden. As Ezra, you carry a colossal GIGASWORD through the ancient Tower of Nestrium, balancing its raw power with the puzzle-like need to set it down to open paths and solve environmental challenges. Every floor hides danger and secrets, from corrupted beasts to puzzles that test your strength and timing. Unlock new powers like thunderbolts and crawling sparks to overcome impossible odds and ascend towards the divine crystal Gnosis. With its heavy, deliberate combat and clever environmental design, GIGASWORD blends thought and reflex in a way that feels both nostalgic and new. Demonschool turns tactical RPG combat into a puzzle of motion and timing, where positioning and coordination matter as much as stats and strength. You play as Faye, a student at a strange university sitting on the edge of two worlds, leading a cast of eccentric classmates against invading demons while balancing classes, friendships, and supernatural mysteries. Every action and battle plays out in one unified motion after you plan your moves. You can rewind decisions, chain character abilities into combos, and use environmental interactions to your advantage. Outside of combat, you manage daily schedules, train skills, and grow bonds between your teammates. With its stylish visuals and horror campus setting, Demonschool captures the charm of classic tactics games while carving out a distinct identity of its own. Constance transforms the Metroidvania framework into a fluid, paint-based journey about creativity and self-discovery. Players use brush techniques to slash, dive, and glide through a vividly imagined world that mirrors the protagonist's mental and emotional struggles. Every stroke of paint brings both power and risk, as overuse leads to corruption that changes how the game reacts to you. The world of Constance is layered with secret puzzles and branching paths that reward curiosity. Further, sketches and inspirations act as both upgrades and reflections of personal growth, giving players creative control over how they evolve. With its mix of expressive gameplay, painterly aesthetics, and introspective storytelling, Constance paints a striking picture of artistry meeting adversity. Detective Instinct Farewell My Beloved reimagines the spirit of classic Japanese detective adventures through a noir lens. Set against a backdrop of betrayal and conspiracy, you will explore crime scenes, question witnesses, and follow clues across a city drenched in shadow and style. Every decision and deduction pushes you closer to a truth that might be better left buried. The game features a command select system that encourages curiosity and experimentation, stripping away guesswork to let you focus on logic and narrative flow. Its art direction mixes expressive pixel portraits with pre-rendered 3D environments, while a live instrument soundtrack brings cinematic weight to each scene. It's a stylish throwback that respects its roots while delivering a sharp, modern edge. Be sure to let us know what you're playing in the comments below, and we'll be there to talk about it. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Noisy Pixel.